This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here.
Tech Podcast CES coverage is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com. Get domain names, cloud hosting, and dedicated servers, all easy to manage and configure. GoDaddy has all your web needs. Visit TPN.TV/GoDaddy for special offers.
And we're back here at CES 2013. I'm about to go into grandpa mode because our next guests have some things that look like they might have potential if you've got grandkids.
Hi, guys.
So welcome to Garrick Monaco and Eric here as well. What you got?
Well, guys, for the last probably 7 years now, we've been following a trend with this little company called Apple out of Cupertino, California.
I think I've heard of them.
You've heard of them, right?
Yeah, if you can move your mic a little bit, just a little bit closer.
You got it.
Yeah,
so, and through the years, obviously, there's been a significant change in the way that children play. I think around this building, there's been quite a bit of just news conferences and meetings with a lot of people discussing how children are migrating at even very young ages over to the digital play. Okay, and we've always believed, even way back when Apple introduced a lot of their smart tablets, including their touches and iPhones, that the digital play pattern with the downloading of applications, we just watched kids at a young age. And you talked about being a grandpa. If you gave a device to a very young child, they could probably show you a few things that you would be able to learn, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So I think today, guys, there's about 675,000 applications that are available on the iTunes site. The majority of the downloading that occurs on that site is by children, and the majority of the children downloading occurs within education. Okay, so we have seen a significant change. That also includes, we've kind of internally developed this word called edutainment. All right, we all enjoy learning, having fun. And so as we've watched this play pattern occur onto the smart devices, we decided to go ahead and start building more or less kind of like game controllers, right? I mean, let's do some external components here. So what we have here today, minus the legs, is our learning table here.
Okay.
And not to give our friends over at Mattel a push, but Fisher-Price table, if you can kind of imagine what they've sold millions of pieces over the years, we've kind of taken that technology, that classic technology, okay, and now we've incorporated into and advanced it toward digital technology. So the way this works is we've actually have a couple of products here. This is the MyLearn table, and this is called the MyLearn Go. We've incorporated these two products in with a license, okay, which happen to be one of the largest applications that has been downloaded on the iTunes site. It's called Talking Friends.
Okay,
right?
yeah, I'm familiar with Talking Friends
too, as well.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
so we're testing grad that a little bit here too as well. From there, we have actually developed brand new, this is all brand new software. This is not the original Talking Friends applications that we're using. This is all brand new, internally developed in-house. And so what happens, we are using our Talking Friends to teach our children. Okay, so again, I go back to that word edutainment here, as we've been able to incorporate into actually 2 of 5 products. The other 3 are not here with us today. Okay, so the way it works is you make the purchase at retail. The table is going to sell for somewhere around between $80 and $100 US. Okay, and in that, basically the purchase will include an application that comes off of the iTunes store. And there, in that app, there is a suite. So when you say, how many applications do I get? It's one app, but there's multiple suite. The suite includes multiple play patterns. Okay. So I can learn with numbers. I can learn with alphabets. Okay. So
you have it mounted in here. And this is a regular iPad, and it could be an older iPad, an iPad 1. I've got great sound. I don't know. We might actually hold a mic up here in a moment to let you know what's going on. So the legs mount in the back of this, so it becomes a table. And then are all of these controllers active at the same time?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
And you will be triggered by the character. And if you would like to just run through a short example, why don't you? My technological guy is here to show me through.
Okay. Can you reach over there, Eric?
Yep. Okay. So
and I'll put my mic down so that we can hear the sound.
All right. So. So basically, this application, what we're showing is children's response time. So we've picked basically what the child does here. There's different levels, and we've picked level 1 because we're a little slow here. We want to be able to, and plus we would like to be able to show the audience too as well. But what Eric is doing here, as the character is popping up in the teacup, he then in turn, the child then, or Eric in this case, it goes and responds back by pressing that. So it's just following the character. So it's basically eye to hand to device coordination. Okay,
Nice.
that's occurring here too.
Yeah. So
Right.
it's teaching them even, that connection of similar colors and following things.
Yes, exactly right. Okay, and as the child advances through, there's a reward system. We love rewards. Okay, everybody does. And in the world of, by the way, in the world of all the applications, it's one of the hottest premises that are going on right now. Okay, so
Yeah.
and what we'll do is quickly show. Why don't we go advanced? Why don't we do an ABC for them?
Okay.
All right, let's get simple 26 letter
Right.
letter.
Right.
All right. So as I said, we have 5 different categories. Thank you. We have 5 different categories. Okay. All right, we're going to pick up alphabets. All right. And so now we're going to, okay. So this is now showing the child how to basically make an A. All right, and so it's going to walk the child through the various different letters of how to go ahead and create capital letters in this particular segment of the alphabet games. Okay, and along with alphabetic is also the spelling of words. So you can go ahead and advance the spell the letter cat.
Are there bilingual versions of this app that are available?
That's a great question. That's a great question because in this show, by the way, we've had such a phenomenal international reaction to it.
Yes.
That what happens is that yes, you have to provide what they call localization to the application. Okay, so if, for example, in Spain, what we would do is take the same application. We would have to convert the language, so there would have to be an audio change to it,
Right.
as well as to the the numbering.
So is that accessible in the through iTunes or in the App Store, so that if your child it becomes play, but they can be learning the alphabet in Spanish as well as learning it in English.
Okay, so answering a couple of different ways, yes. Okay, as long as we provide that. If we do this application in Spanish, for example, okay, the child can go to the app site and they'll find it as long as it's available, and they can download it and in turn do exactly what you said. They now can convert themselves to another language, whether it's Spanish, whether it's Chinese, or whatever we choose to go ahead and put that in there.
What about the music app?
Right. So this being our premier set, more or less, for this year too, Eric's going to walk you through. This is more or less learning a little bit on or being entertained with music too as well. And in this case, Eric's going to be go ahead and did she kick off on us?
Go ahead and pull that up. Yeah, it's so interesting because for kids the play is their work, and their work is their play.
Yes. Well, one of the things I wanted to share with you guys too, because one of the things about touchscreen play that we're seeing so much of is, and as fantastic as it is, it really lowers the interaction. I know that sounds crazy, but digital play lowers the interaction skill set of the kid. So traditional play incorporated with digital, we think is the way to go. Teaching has not changed. The fundamentals have stayed the same. It's just the way that we're now going about it. It's still the same. Enunciation of a letter is cat. That's never going to change. It's just the way that we're going ahead and delivering that to the children. And that's sort of what these devices do, okay, is making it a lot of fun, right, and delivering content with classic external buttons here. Did you get our music?
So what, we've got some music, and while he's bringing that up, what's the price point?
Price on this is going to be about $99.99. Okay,
$99.99.
and that price includes obviously the plastic as well as the suite of applications that comes with it. Okay.
Surely. Now, the one to the left, then, is this coupled Bluetooth into the iPad for interactivity there?
Yes, so both products are licensed with Apple, okay, because they use classic Bluetooth.
Yes.
All right, and exactly, these are programmed, this device is programmed only to be used with the iPod or mini iPod. Same thing with this one, correct, Eric? We're only doing this for just the iPod as well?
The iPad, yeah.
And the iPad. I'm sorry, the iPad. I stand corrected. I'm sorry, gentlemen. For the iPad, too. in time, Apple's pushing what they call low energy Bluetooth. All right. So what that sort of does is it sort of opens up the parameters now that that app developers will be able to come to MyLearn and be able to go ahead, which we want, by the way.
Yes.
We'll be able to go ahead and they'll be able to develop applications that they'll be able to use and sell. Okay. So we're offering sort of a pull-through, a means.
So where the app program, the app and developer program, I know it would be very interesting. So do you have two web addresses, one that would talk about the product itself from a consumer standpoint and another from a developer standpoint? Are there both on your website?
We have our corporate website because we do other iOS-based products for actually even in conjunction with Apple. We have several products in the Apple stores, okay? So there's that side of the business. And then we have a MyLearn website too as well that basically focuses in just on the explanation of these products.
So the first would be mylearn.com?
No, mylearntoys.com.
mylearntoys.com. And then the one for the developer, what's that address?
It's called RedShop.com. I believe that's the one that's being featured on our picture right now. RedShop.com.
Right, so if you're a developer, that's where you want to go, and mylearntoys.com.
That's correct.
From a consumer standpoint.
Great, absolutely, guys.
Hey, Eric, thanks for joining us. Gary as well.
Guys, thank you.
Have a good show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great time talking, guys. Thank you.
Handshakes all around. Well, we're proceeding along here. I need to remind you of some of our sponsors. GoDaddy.com, of course, is a way to say hello to your customers with a beautiful website using Website Builder. If there were a way that you could stay focused on your business without the hassle and expense of website development, you'd want to hear about it, and that's why we are talking about it. Do you think you would benefit from Website Builder?
Well, I'm a website designer, and I can certainly find ways of shortcutting things, or I like using a platform that my clients can learn to use as well. And Website Builder is extremely easy. It is something I could even teach my own clients to use after I set it up for them, which really, for me, would be really quick. They could set it up themselves, or they could have me set it up for them. But you could also set up your own website very easily with Website Builder, and it looks very good, too, on desktop and mobile devices.
Well, and I could see a situation where a small business has no web presence. This is a way to quickly establish it, and at that point, wow, this is working pretty well. It's time to talk to Daniel J. Lewis and really blow it out. And so there's a progression that's involved here. But the Website Builder is the way to get started. It's very economical. You can be online in minutes. It's very easy because it's a drag and drop display that uses over 300 templates from which you can choose, and over 8,700 stock photos, which means that you're not going to have problems with copyright and so forth. Also, talk about options and plugins. It's all business. Facebook, YouTube, Etsy, which I've not mentioned recently. Etsy, MapQuest, Yelp, and of course PayPal options. Keep the eye on the ball, and don't forget there's a fantastic discount, WST50, which is 50% off on Website Builder from GoDaddy.com.